Yeah, great to be back out on the field. This is one of my favorite times of the year, spring ball, where you don't have the pressure or urgency of preparing for an opponent. You can really focus on fundamentals and technique and teaching, reinstalling your scheme and kind of the little things. So, I thought it was a good day one. I think our strength and conditioning staff did an excellent job. Our guys came out and were flying around. Spent an entire off season, looking at the things that we did in all three phases, looking to improve on the things we did well and correct the things we didn't do so well. And, that was reflective in our installation. Didn't put too much in today. Kind of wanted to take a very judicious approach, and thought the kids did a good job. Certainly, looking to build off all the positives and the good things that we did in the 2018 season. Certainly not to go for a full-fledged review, but two top 25 wins, Egg Bowl win, 8 wins, New Year's Day game, a New Year's Day bowl game. And to me, I'm an eternal optimist. Want to look for the solution in every problem, and I think there's a ton of positives to build on, and I think our kids feel that and they feed off that. Graduated a lot of production, a lot of personality, and one of our things is we got to have great leadership and great unity and great chemistry to make up for that. And certainly, the other side of that, the naysayers, the hand wringers, the pessimists, and the people who see a problem in every solution. Those the people who find fault with everything. But I'm not going to live my life that way. And the overwhelming, people that I talk to are excited about the trajectory of the program, as are our kids, are our coaches. I think the new guys hit the ground running from a coaching staff perspective, bring a lot of energy, bring a lot of excitement, bring a lot of expertise. So it was great to see those guys, and I thought day one in helmets only was a very much a success.
What went into the scheduling of spring, getting a couple practices in before spring break, and then how you put together the rest of it?
It was really where the Super Bulldog weekend fell.
Mm-hmm.
So, once that's set, you kind of have to count back from there. And then we decided you just can't squeeze in 15 if we had started after spring break. So we decided to get the 2 helmets only knocked out. We'll come back, and when they come off of spring break, we'll have a team meeting Sunday night. And we would normally practice that Tuesday, but I want to give the guys 3 days with the strength and conditioning staff to kind of get their legs back underneath them. Then we'll go Thursday and Saturday, and then continue to go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
How much over the last couple of weeks have been spent getting those new assistants up to speed?
How many hours are in a day? No, that's been a big part of it, and certainly, we've had a NCAA regulated amount of time that we're allowed to be around the guys with meetings and things of that nature. So I think that's good, just to get our coaches, familiar with our kids and kind of get to know each other. But certainly with the amount of turnover that we had, I think losing 5 full-time assistants and our strength coach, that in a sped up amount of time prior to our first practice, where last year I think it was another week or 2 that we had to kind of get the playbook ready, the cut-ups ready, the installation ready. That was sped up a little bit. So every hour that we're not in the office and not working on recruiting was working on spring ball installation.
Can you talk about the general health of the team there? I think Ani was in a red and a couple of guys in yellow.
Yeah, Ani's a guy that has some things we need to clean up from high school, and he's probably going to be out for the extent of the spring. And the other guys are minor bumps and bruises that were I think at this time of year you got to take a cautious approach, and you don't want to jump them in there too early and then something else happens and you only get 15 opportunities. So hopefully the yellows turn to maroon and white very quickly.
Is this a wide open quarterback competition?
Sorry?
Is this a wide open quarterback competition?
I said it in our team meeting today that depth charts are written in pencil, not pen, for a reason. Certainly KT is the incumbent. Is that right? Incumbent?
Sure.
He's the returner with the most experience and has played in games. So certainly he's in the catbird seat. But Jalen and Garrett are going to get those opportunities to compete, and we'll go through 15 practices and kind of see where we are. But after day one, I was pleased with their retention and their execution today.
How much are you really looking at that defensive line, having to replace 4 starters there, and just watching those guys in spring?
Yeah, we tried to petition for a 6th year for all those guys, and didn't work out so well. No, I think like anything, when you lose the caliber of players that we did, not just at D-line but across the board, you talk about reloading and not rebuilding. And I think our defensive ends, we got guys who played a bunch of football in our kind of mindset of playing a lot of rotational football, particularly with our D-line. you know, Kendall and Lee are guys that are older, and you got a bunch of good young guys that we redshirted, and you know, they're going to have to grow up quickly.
Up front, losing Elston at center and things, how's that kind of going to shake out on the O-line and things? What are you kind of looking at there this spring?
Yeah, we're trying a bunch of different combinations, ultimately in an effort to find the best 5. We've slid Darryl in the center. He's working there. You know, we've moved Stu into guard, and he's getting work at both guard and center. Tommy's versatile; he can do both. We moved Island over to right tackle. Tyree and Tommy are going to get left, so we're, you know, the move of Darryl to center, you know, is allowing us to have some more positional flexibility, and that's something that I think Coach Johnson does a very good job of, is working those guys all around. So in a pinch, you're not stuck with playing who the backup is at that position per se, that you put in your next best available player.
You mentioned the energy that some of these new
Yeah.
coaches bring. How do you think the guys have, how receptive have they been to that? It seemed like it was pretty energetic today.
Yeah, we're going to have to ring out Coach Moore's sweatshirt. I've never seen a guy sweat like that. I thought he was in on the drills. But, you know, once again, I mean, you know, sometimes change is difficult and sometimes change is needed. And I think, like anything, they don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And I think Coach Hughes, you know, going on down the line, Coach Johnson, Coach Richardson, you know, Coach Marv, are guys that have established relationships with our guys prior to being in the meeting room or getting on the field, and I think they do bring an abundance of energy to the field.
Maybe an odd question, but I noticed you have a new hashtag on Twitter, one at a time.
Yeah,
What does it mean?
That's not odd. You know, came in talking about championship standard, and you know, like I said, if I had it to do over again, I'd do the exact same thing, because I wasn't brought here to lower expectations or manage expectations. I was brought here to elevate expectations, and whether or not people felt those were met this year is their prerogative. But I know a solid foundation was built. But I do think we have to be a bit more myopic and focused on just, you know, when I say one at a time, that we can't be looking too far down the road with the amount of production and personnel that we have to replace. That we need to focus on one meeting, one drill, one period, one day, one practice, and keep stacking those on top of each other. And it doesn't mean that we're not working to win a championship, which is going to be our ultimate goal every year. But I think in this team building its identity and gaining confidence, that we need to be a little more short-sighted in our immediate approach, but still have long-term goals and objectives. Awesome. Thank you, guys. You'll have a great night.